So I do have my school yearbook. This was from, I was in primary school from year 2002 to 2009, so 7 years. Probably 7 of the best years of my life without realising it, and actually looking back, it's sad to know that obviously I'm not at primary school anymore, but I thought, you know what, I'll start with that, and I'll start with the second class, because when I was in primary school we had 2 classes. It was 6AJ, which was not my class, and then we had 6H, which was my class. So I'm going to leave my class for a little bit, and obviously I'll do myself right at the end. I'm even going to make a note of that. Oh, I looked horrific. Let's go and take it straight away with the first year. So I'm going to also place them over here and then insert the placing on my screen. So as you can see here, number 1, we have Michael. I don't know how well this is going to work. Okay, so Michael was born on the 22nd of February. He ended up going to Southgate Secondary School, and I think one of the funniest things about these yearbooks was the questions that were asked: best memories of Eversley, so our primary school, hopes for the future, and then a message for just everyone else. So in terms of Michael, I didn't really know him, and the only reason I put him first is because I don't actually know what his surname was, and he didn't actually put it on his form. But he said he liked Manor Adventure, which was a little trip that we went on, pretty much all the trips, and he enjoyed the friends that he made. He wants to get a good job and do well in his tests, and also have a good house with games. I mean, I feel like that's something everyone wants. I feel like everyone wants a good house, and everyone wants a house where you can play games. So we have Marina Antoniou. Again, she went to secondary school at Southgate. Her handwriting sort of looks like my handwriting. She went to Manor Adventure. People were trying to get out of Chinese handcuffs. Not really sure what that means. Again, her hopes and dreams were to achieve goals and get a good job, and then hope that everyone does well in secondary school. So the next one is Despina. Again, bit of a paragraph on this one. Memories of Eversley. So main experiences were working with Mariana Thomas, Cindy and Gil. Gil was one of our teaching advisors. Amazing trips like Portugal, which actually I didn't know about. I didn't even realise there was a trip to Portugal. I think the closest I went to abroad was like, I don't know, I didn't really go anywhere. She discusses about all the different performances and stuff that we were doing, hopes for the future, and that sort of thing. Sarah Bird, I just remember her as being very, very tall, very funny from what I saw, and she had quite a good friendship group. I think there's a lot of girls here that were all in the same friendship group. So you've got Sarah. I'm going to try and just whiz through these because, like I said, this wasn't even my class, so these are people that I don't really know. Again, Emily didn't really speak to her. In terms of Benedict, his sister was actually in my class, so her name was Charlotte. He's obviously called Benedict, and both of the surnames are Clements. Really, really funny, from what I remember as well. I just remember they used to just bounce off of each other in terms of like their ideas and stuff like that. Liana, she was very, very small, very, very like innocent. Eleanor Davey, I remember she was quite one of the innocent girls, and also quite intelligent girls. Very, very smart. She always looked like she knew what she was doing. She always looked like she was on a mission to do something. Again, the next one, Name, didn't really speak to him, didn't really know him. He seems like a nice enough lad, and he's completely changed in terms of like from that picture. He looks completely different now. And obviously he's got better pictures than the dodgy lighting that we had there. Next is Terry. He ended up going to Southgate, and again, a lot of these people, my primary school, it was pretty much everyone went to one of 2 schools. It was either Highlands School or Southgate or somewhere else, but it was mainly those 2. So a lot of these you'll see are Southgate and Highlands. Again, Ryan Hammond, didn't really know who he was, didn't really speak to him. Phillip Hobbs, I knew him mainly as one of the guys that did like music. I think he did a lot of like assemblies playing music, or I think his mum or dad or someone played music, and he was always in the assemblies playing music or flying a flute. Well, not flying it, but like, you know, playing with it. And Isabella, she was also in that class, and again, I just remember her as also being really, really tall. She seemed quite funny, and I think she was very, very shy. So it'd be quite interesting to see how these people have just changed from these days, because I know a lot of these people have changed. And then we have Eleanor Jenkins. Again, I didn't really know her, didn't really speak to her. I've got her on Facebook, I think, and I've seen some of her posts, but again, we just don't really speak. Molly Johnson, again, she was one of the very, very intelligent girls. Again, like I didn't speak to her, I didn't really know anything about her. Jonathan, again, he was probably one of the tall boys that I recognise. I think there was most of the people in their class were the tall people, and then we had all the short ones in our class, but I think there's more story timers to the people in my class. Sofia Kiriakou, again, she's one of the girls that literally lived around the corner from me. Again, she looks completely different from that picture. She looks so young in that picture. I think she's recently graduated or about to graduate from university in London. So yeah, I think it's quite it's interesting how many things we went through together. I think we both did creative media together. We spoke a bit. She seemed like she's made a load of nice new friends, which is always good and it's always quite funny. Stavroina, and again, Kiriakou again, another Greek. So we actually played tennis a little bit together, and she actually introduced me to one of now my best friends, Sofia. So it's quite interesting how the three of us all used to play tennis, and then she introduced me to Sofia, and I don't really speak to her anymore, but I'm sure we'll connect up in the future. I'm sure we will. Next one, Daniel. I don't remember what his surname was, but I love how his autograph is just hi, because I don't think he had a signature, and I don't think he even wanted to fill these things out. But again, it'd be quite interesting to see if he's changed. I think he ended up going to Southgate as well. And the interesting thing here, hopes for the future, he wants to earn a lot of money and see all of his friends again, which again, similarly to me, I want to achieve that in the future. I do want to earn money, and I do obviously want to see all these people again. Well, most of them anyway. And then we move on to Gizem Mersin. I think she was Turkish. She was one of the girls, again, in the other class, very, very tall. Again, very confident from what I remember, very funny, quite chilled out, quite innocent. Again, Kira Mohammed, don't really know. Should always remember the new ICT rooms, that's always quite nice. I think it was, we had a new ICT teacher and we had a new room, so that was always good. Rory, I initially just knew him as like one of the bad boys, but I think he ended up being a decent guy in the end, hopefully. Like I said, haven't seen him since 2009, so don't really know what's going on. Lilly Peters, I think she went to Highlands, so we were in similar sessions. I think we were in a couple of the same classes as well. Same media class, same science class. She would love to be in the netball and football team at Highlands, improve her English, and she's very happy to have improved her maths. So she's more of a literate girl. I think she ended up going into the netball team actually, or if she didn't, she ended up in football. She ended up in one of them, I think. Amber Ramphair, again, she looks absolutely nothing like this now. I've seen some of her Facebook pictures and she's completely like glowed up. She looks nice here, but she looks even more nice. She never wants to forget the wonderful times that she had and the great teachers she's met. She hopes she enjoys life and her job, and she wants to make the rest of her every opportunity in her life. Again, really, really nice thing to go by, and actually I thought I would share that because that's a nice one. Now, moving on to Ramin. I actually only know this guy because we actually had a little bit of a fight during primary school. I think I was just sort of standing up from the canteen, just literally finished eating, and I accidentally nudged him. It was not a purposeful thing at all. I just stood up with my plate and accidentally nudged him, and he just sort of like chucked the thing out of my hand and was sort of like, you want to fight, you want to fight. And obviously me being the fat kid of the year, which you'll see soon, I didn't know what to say or do, and we ended up having like a fist fight in the lunch hall. So it was quite funny, obviously, but looking back on it now, it's funny, but obviously in that situation, I didn't know what to do. I think we both got in trouble, but don't really remember. The next one is Hishma. So she ended up going to Palmer's Green High. She was a very interesting character. Again, I'm sure she's completely changed. I'm sure all of these people have changed, but it's always nice to reflect back on these things. And actually, I'm going to put all these things away once I've finished editing this video, because I'm going to keep these as memories, but I think just for now, it's just nice to sort of reflect on it. I'm coming to the end of my university degree. I'm coming to the end of my educational life, so it's nice to reflect back on where it all sort of started. Again, yeah, she was a bit of an interesting character. I don't really speak to her, didn't really know of her. She reminded me of like, I don't know, a sort of character out of like Wizard of Oz or something, like one of those different personality traits. Don't really know, didn't really speak to her. Benjamin Slater, again, seemed like one of the nice guys, one of the innocent guys, didn't really speak to him. Cine, again, I feel like he was always into football. Yeah, don't really know much about him. I know he was quite small, and he was also quite funny. He was always the one that like would make people laugh or try and make people laugh. Come up with weird jokes, and then they had like he had a little song about a submarine which he sang with one of the people in my class, and we will get to them in a bit. Last but not least, well, secondly last but not least, we have Mariana Toma. I believe she was one of the other Greek girls. So yeah, nothing much to say about her. I think she went to Ashmole. Yeah, it says on here she went to Ashmole, so didn't really see her after 2009. And finally, last but not least, Thomas van Langenberg. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounced it. And his hopes for the future was to become a successful actor. So a variety of people there in terms of what they wanted to do, who they were, and what they obviously wanted to achieve. But moving away from their class, it's now time to go to what matters the most, 6H, my class. So I'm going to start with the other 32 people in my class. And by the way, I know the alphabetical order for every single one of these people, and obviously my one's here too. I know the alphabetical order because of these people. I just knew them so often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from Z and work my way up to B, because there's only there would only be 3 people before me. So I'll do the first 29, 27, 28, then I'll do me, and then I'll do the final ones. So Here we go. This is going to be quite scary, but I think it's also quite fun, just to sort of, like I say, reflect back on. And I'll probably have a lot more things to say about each of these people because they were obviously in my class. And if any of these people stumble across the video, especially people in my class, I'd love to get in contact with you guys again, potentially record podcasts or do a form of video call or just do something to sort of get back in contact with these people. So we'll start off with number 1. So we have Anne-Marie. Now, I didn't really speak to Anne-Marie. We didn't really hang out that much. Yeah, she seemed like a nice enough girl, and I feel like just here in terms of, so memories of Eversley, the people, the friends, the teachers that she met, and she'll also remember the lovely teachers who she will remember forever. In terms of our hopes and dreams, again, do well in secondary school, go on to college where she wants to study to be an architect. Interesting. Rebecca Vasey, very funny, very interesting girl. I believe she went to Chicken Shed, so she did a lot of drama, a lot of acting, a lot of that sort of thing. She went to Dame Alice Owens. She was one of the smart girls in our year. Very, very nice, actually. She was a very, very lovely girl. I do remember her because on her, I believe it was her left hand, her second, third, fourth and fifth finger were non-existent, so she had little baby fingers, which was cute. And at first I think there was a lot of people that took the mick out of her, but then they just realised that's just who she was and they had to embrace it. I never took the mick out of her. I think she's actually one of the nicest girls in our year. Andrew Bartholomew, again, one of the Greek guys. Again, he does not look anything like that now. He is tall, he is literally ripped, very skinny. But yeah, very, very interesting guy to say the least. So I thought, you know what, I'll like highlight that point as well. What does he remember playing? Football with his friends. Favourite subject was science because he did lots of experiments. I don't even remember my science classes. So I'm not sure if we went to the same school. He wants to join the sports clubs at his secondary school, make friends and play the clarinet. He also wants to play the clarinet really well. So, I mean, I can message him and see if he actually ended up playing clarinet at the end, but we'll see. Rihanna Sparsi, her handwriting, absolutely gorgeous. There was a lot of girls from my class that their handwriting was absolutely insane. In terms of her memories, the day she met her best friend, Lydia, I don't think they're friends anymore, unfortunately. Manor Adventure, Mount Fitchett, Royal Albert Hall. Yep, I think a few of those are really, really good. Manor Adventure was the place for like outdoor sports and that sort of thing. Mount Fitchett was where we all had to like dress up as like historians. I wish I would have vlogged or filmed or done something for YouTube back then, because I could have posted that and reacted back to those, but I didn't. Ryan Summers, again, he was just known as one of the bad boys. I think he's a good guy now. He's got a girlfriend. Best bits of Eversley with Manor Adventure. I feel like everyone loves Manor Adventure and most of the boys liked football. That was just the standard from my year. He wants to be a football player and make more friends in secondary school, and I think he did that. Omar, so he literally lived about 5 minutes around the corner from where my nan lives, actually 5 minutes around the corner from where I live. Again, quite a nice guy. I think I went round to his house a couple of times actually. I think he came round to mine, not really sure. Again, Manor Adventure. Favourite memory was getting into the football team, yeah. Wants to become well educated, become a doctor, and would like to have experiences. Ben Roberts, so he went to Goffs, didn't really know what Goffs was. I think Goffs Oak, I think it's believed, is his secondary school. Again, he looks nothing like that anymore. I think he's also got a girlfriend. Funny if he had a boyfriend, he's got a girlfriend though. I think I had a little bit of an argument with him. I don't remember when it was, I'm not sure what it was, but I think he said something to me and I like grabbed him and chucked him up against the door. But yeah, I think he did the same thing back to me, so fair game. Faye Priest, again, one of the other Greek girls. I think she has completely changed since her pictures from primary school, and I feel like if she ever stumbles across this video, she'll just sort of be like, oh my god, look at me then. She was a really, really pretty girl. Again, her handwriting was gorgeous. Again, her memories, Manor Adventure and the Lion King performance. We actually did the Lion King as our school production, so that was always quite fun. She wants to be a fashion designer, and if not, then a photographer. Mario Polycarpides, so I actually have seen him since 2009. We actually went to cadets together for a couple of years. So I started Air Cadets in, I don't know when, I was there for like 5 years, and he actually joined about 3.5 or 4 years into me joining. So I was like, oh my god, I didn't realise you were like here. I was like, when he first joined, I was like, I realised I recognise you from somewhere, I just don't know where. And he goes, yeah, we went to the same school. And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, memories, being a house captain for Marconi, that was mine. Green was the name of our, Marconi was the name of our like little team. We had 4 teams, it was like red, yellow, blue and green. He wants to be as happy as Ashmore as he has been at Eversley. He wants to make new friends and stay in touch with friends from Eversley. I'm sure he did do that. If not, he made friends from cadets, so that's fine. Lucy, again, one of the girls I've not really heard of, haven't really spoken from. Again, didn't really speak to her, and again, she was in her little like clique of friends. Dana, very interesting character. She was one of those girls, similarly to me, we were both getting bullied at primary school for being different, for looking different. She had ginger hair as well, so it wasn't her fault, people just took the mick out of that sort of stuff. We ended up being friends actually, because we had so many things in common. I think we actually started making music together. She came around to mine, we had a little band, and then we sort of stopped it because we realised we both just wanted to do different things. We have spoken to each other recently. Unfortunately, she has lost her mum, which is also quite sad. But I feel like with these sorts of people, you just have to make sure that you're keeping those connections, and just trying to stay in contact with these people, because it is difficult, especially when you lose family and friends, but you have your old school friends reaching out. It's difficult, but you can then carry on where you left off from when you were younger. So yeah, lovely girl, innocent girl. I think she's doing okay now. She has a lot more piercings and stuff since then, but it's nice to just see pictures of these people, of what they were like. So it's always quite interesting. Then we have Lily, again, she was one of the group of girls that used to hang around with each other, didn't really hang around with this group. Daisy, again, she looks completely different to this now. She's actually now presenting Kiss FM, which is insane. The fact that she went from this little baby, handwriting, which is absolutely gorgeous, let me just say, to going to secondary school, doing really, really well in secondary school. She got to A levels. During AS level, she actually dropped out, got loads of experience in the media, and now obviously is a Kiss presenter. So she presents Kiss every morning, and I'm sure she'll do it for the next couple of years. I feel like, what did she say? She wants her secondary school. She hopes she'll love her secondary school as much as Eversley. She can't wait to meet new people. She's obviously going to miss everyone that she knows when settling into secondary school, and she'll hopefully enjoy mixing with other children, which is what she did, and now she mixes with celebrities, which is a slight step above children. Lydia, the only reason I remember her is because her birthday was the day before mine. Again, she was one of those Greek girls, and I think she and Rihanna were pretty much friends with each other. I think they're still friends with each other. One of the interesting things, her hopes for the future was to be a singer-dancer and then eventually go on Britain's Got Talent. Now, she didn't actually do that, but she's still got ages. Only problem, she spelled school wrong. She put SH, call, or shkut, if it's a T rather than an L. But yeah, she was an innocent girl. Thomas, he was one of the guys I actually fancied back when I was in primary school, really fit. He still looks really attractive now, I believe. I remember seeing him a couple of years ago in the Wetherspoons in London, like back to where I live. There was a day or a couple of days where everyone would just go and celebrate, whether it be like New Year's or Christmas. And I went in there so many times, and there was loads of people from Southgate, there was loads of people from Highlands and all the different other schools. And I was like, oh my God, it's just weird seeing so many people I know from so many different places. And obviously the whole Greek community, everyone just knows everyone. So yeah, again, didn't really speak to him or know of him since then, but he pretty much looks exactly the same, just older. Christy, again, she went to Southgate, one of the Greek girls. Didn't really speak to her that much. Our parents were pretty close. But obviously now my parents are not in the country and her parents are, I don't know where, but she's got a boyfriend now, so that's always quite nice to see. Bethany, I think she's probably my favourite person in my class. So her surname was Jenkins, but she didn't write that on there, she obviously forgot it. Yeah, so we cried when it was our school disco to sort of say goodbye to everyone. It was a really, really sad event. You guys thought I was going to cry, I just yawned. It was a really, really sad event, but it was nice that we were able to celebrate it together. She said that she's never going to forget the friendships that she made, and she wants to work with animals or be a teacher because they are both educational jobs, and she goes, hope you will have good futures, which is really cute. I think I included something about her on my thing. Oh my God, this boy was so sexy. Kerem Ismail. Okay, so he is one of the sexy guys. I don't think he uses social media. Again, he's one of the football lads. At the time, obviously, I couldn't really express my interest or anything because I wasn't even sure what I was. I didn't exactly look great, so I was just sort of like, nah, let's just keep it to myself. But yeah, every single day walking into school, I was like, this boy is fit. Favourite memories, going on a trip. Being away from home for you got to be away from home for 5 days and it was fun. Okay, yeah, same. In the future, I hope to make loads of new friends. Also looking for, yeah, football. Okay, we know that. Right, Harry Hill, named after the comedian. Maybe not named after the comedian, but similar name to say the least. Very funny boy as well. His handwriting was slightly slanted, but interesting to say the least. Again, memories include Man Adventure, Kentwell, didn't even know what that was. And then having a main part in the Year 6 production. I don't know what he was. Lion King, was he a lion? In the future, he hopes to do well in secondary school, get a good education and have a great job. Okay, so Sherife, she was one of the Turkish girls. I don't really remember her. I remember her in terms of like what she looked like and who she was, but again, we didn't really hang around. I think she was one of those girls that used to play football with the guys, or netball. Yeah, football and netball team she enjoyed. She was looking forward to starting secondary school, making friends, and also learning new things. One of the Greek girls, or she hung around with the Greek girls. And again, her surname was really, really long, so I remember that. Again, I think at first she was one of the naughty girls, and then she ended up converting into one of the good girls. Again, I think she speaks about here enjoying the teachers, my adventure, the other trips, the year to production. I'm not sure what this production thing everyone keeps talking. Oh no, the year 6 production, The Lion King, which is what we were all in, sorry. Having the chance to be on the netball and football team. Again, she was one of those girls that played netball and played football. In the future, she also said that she hopes that her secondary school, that she loves her secondary school as much as her primary school, to keep in touch with all her primary friends and do well in school to be successful in the future. She put future. I think she's supposed to put future, but fine. Akil, he was one of the weird kids, but I think he was a really, really nice guy at heart. I think the way he just sort of, sometimes the way he approached people wasn't really how people wanted to be approached. But I think I was sort of the same. I sort of would just go up to people and talk in conversations rather than get attention or get the right sort of vibe. But he was a really nice guy. Some of his interesting trips when they went to the London Aquarium and on the London Eye. I didn't get to do that. Why didn't I get to do that? Hopes for the future is that his education at secondary school will enable him to study veterinary science so that he can become a vet. Interesting. So in 2009, he wanted to study science. He was one of the smart boys. And that's one of the things that I'll always remember about this boy, that he may have seemed weird to other people, but to me, the fact that he was very, very smart, intellectual, he came from a really, really good family, and obviously they cooked great food. I think he was a really, really nice boy, and a lot of people spoke badly about him or didn't speak well of him, but actually he was probably one of the most genuine guys in that year. Oliver Faraday, who is now a musician. I think he plays drums, his brother's in a band. So yeah, again, handwriting could be improved. Best memories of Portugal. Again, I didn't go to Portugal. I don't know why all these people are going to Portugal. Being a sports leader, obviously my adventure, and Rafiki. I think Rafiki was the character in The Lion King. He was one of those comedic boys who was able to just do anything and everything that he wanted. And he was very funny, very liked. He hopes the secondary school will be good to him, and in the future he has a job that he's happy with. Again, he also came to Highlands with me. He pretty much hasn't changed since that. He just looks slightly older. Again, Adam hasn't changed since here. He went to Highlands as well. Memories of Eversley, Royal Albert Hall, Man Adventure, especially Man Adventure, that would always stick in my head. He would always stick in my head. Lovely boy. Hopes of the future he hopes to have a good future, and that his friends have a good future, and he hopes they'll all stay in touch. Jada, again, one of the girls I had a bit of a disagreement with, shall I say the least, in primary school. But I think she actually emailed me. It might have been during my gap year or just before that. It was definitely because I was actually I was either on my gap year or I was just finishing secondary school. But she emailed me and she asked me how I was. I think she emailed one of the other girls as well. Quite interesting. But again, I don't really know if she uses social media. I think it'd be quite interesting to reach out to these people and just see what everyone's doing now. But again, her memories. Royal Albert Hall in 2008. I can't believe Royal Albert 2008. I don't know what we went there for. I think it was for some like music production, or we were doing some singing thing. Again, her hopes: enjoy life at secondary school, do well in GCSEs, and be successful in all lessons. Yeah, same for me really. I didn't care about grades. I just wanted to do well. We're into the C's now. So Anthony Clinton. In this picture, he looks bald. He actually had ginger hair. It's just the lighting makes it look weird. He also came to Highlands, and again, memories include Manor Adventure and that sort of thing. He wants to make more friends at Highlands that he's already got at Eversley, and he hopes to. Again, really, really interesting guy. Really, really tall. I feel like, did he have a sister or a brother? I don't really know. I didn't really speak to him. Anyway, next. Charlotte, so this is the sister of the guy from before, brother and sister, Clemence's. I think she was into music or ballet, tap dance, something along the lines of that. Again, her memories were the trips to Man Adventure. Again, Portugal, don't know why she went to Portugal or how she ended up going to Portugal. She's glad that she spent a few days with great friends and great teachers. She hopes that when she's older she can be an actress or a writer, as she thinks she's got a great imagination, good acting skills, and that's thanks to the teachers she's met over the years. I completely agree with that. I think over the years of Eversley, there were so many amazing teachers that sort of inspired us to do what we wanted to do. Imagination, good acting skills, obviously that's needed in terms of if you want to be an actor or a writer, you need to have good written skills and you need to have good imagination. I mean, I feel like I sort of always wanted to go down that sort of route as well. There were so many routes I could have gone down, but obviously I haven't. I sort of wanted to progress with media, but now I don't want to do media, I want to do more social media. Next one is Naomi Chapman. Now, she is completely different to what this picture is. Here she looks innocent, she looks shy, she looks whatever. She's actually now best friends with the first girl, Anne-Marie, who was right at the end of this class. and she is so loud now. She's posting pictures all over Instagram of her with her like short mini skirts and like her new like bob sort of haircut. She's completely grown in confidence, and I literally never thought this girl would ever transition into anything like that. So yeah, birthdays in July. Also went to Dame Alice Owens, very, very smart girl. Again, also from a really, really nice family. Memories included Manor Adventure, Lion King, Royal Albert, and her hopes to stay in contact and hopes everyone does well in secondary school. But yeah, just looking at this picture, she's so different now. I've not seen her since Eversley, but I've seen pictures of her and she just looks completely different. Now, Sarah Billymore, again, one of those Greek girls. I think she's pretty much distanced herself from them, or she's friends with them. I don't really know what's going on with their friendship group. Really, really nice girl again, and I think there was a good connection between like her parents and my parents, or her parents and my nan, or that sort of thing. She was also dealing with being deaf as well in one of her ears, so I think she was at a bit of a disadvantage, but she had so much help and so much love, and so many people loved her. She was such a lovely girl. She really enjoyed being with classmates, going on trips. Mount Fitch again, Manor Adventure again, Kentwell and the National Museum. Again, hopes at secondary school that she makes friends, does well in her work, has a good life, and not have everything planned out ahead of me. And not have everything planned out. So she doesn't want anything planned out. She wants to just be free and just let life do what. So this is when I was supposed to be. Her surname was obviously beginning with BU, mine is BO. But I'm gonna just finish the last three first, and then I'm gonna do me. Okay, so the next one is Laura Bird. So obviously she has the surname of the girl from the other class, but she again, really, really nice girl. I think she was friends with Charlotte, friends with a few of the other people. I think she had a brother and a sister, but obviously her brother and sister were so young when she was here. I think she was, obviously, if she was born in 98, and in 2009 we finished school, the brother and sister might have only just been born or a couple of years old. And again here, didn't really speak to Laura, didn't really know of her. Again, she loved going Manor Adventure with all her friends, loved the Lion King production, the actors were fantastic, and she's made so many memories. She wants to meet friends in the future and stay in contact with other people. She wants to do well at St. John's, and she hopes to have a long and happy life. I just think looking over all of these, it's just so, it's weird, but it's also cute. Just seeing how these people were initially at primary school in 2009, which is like 11 years ago from today, 11 years previously before today, and just how life has just changed completely. Like Little Mix hadn't even won the X Factor, no one knew who James Charles was at this point, or not many people did. Like X Factor was pretty much only finished like its, I don't know, 7th season, so it's very, very weird. Anyway, I feel like I'm time wasted, but we've got 3 more to go, 2 more until me. This was Freddie Ballinger. How did I know him? Did I really? I think again, parents. I think the parents were close. A lot of the parents were quite close, but I think that's just the sort of thing that they had to do. They had to be friends with each other's parents, otherwise the kids wouldn't end up being friends. Or if the kids were friends, then the parents would just have to be friends, because those kids wouldn't be friends otherwise. Again, so he's born on the 14th of May, so his birthday is coming up. In terms of memories, he's got so many to choose from. He doesn't know which ones to choose. The one that he'll remember in 20 years' time is Manor Adventure. Interesting. And again, making friends for school that won't let him down. I think that's one of the hopes and dreams that I secretly had, but obviously I didn't think about this back then. I just thought, right, primary school's finished, secondary school's finished, life's finished, or about to start even. I was just sort of, yeah, I think I had exactly the same viewpoint there. I don't know why I said secondary school had finished and life had finished. It hasn't. Primary school had only just finished, so I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm... Last but not least, we had Sade, who actually joined us late in one of the years. I think she joined in either year, I don't know, 1, 2, something like that. But she was the last addition to our class 6H, obviously apart from myself. Again, very, very nice girl. She ended up going to Ashmore. She was also quite funny. She was quite loud, quite bubbly, quite happy and that sort of thing. I'm sure she looks nothing like that now. I'm sure she's completely changed, and hopefully she knows how to smile properly now. But we were like 15 or something stupid back then. And again, memories. She'll never forget the time she became a vice captain. She's proud she got a badge. In the hopes of the future, she wants to be successful, do well in her secondary school, make lots of friends that she can trust. Again, similarly to what Freddie said. Now, last but not least, this is my one. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I didn't write that much, but you might as well just take a look. So, this was me in between 2002 and 2009, surely towards the upper end, because I don't look like 6 in this picture. So obviously name, Brandon Boyd, date of birth, 15th of April 1998, I'm glad I got that right. And the secondary school I went to, Highlands, and I was very particular with the way that I wrote. Back then I made sure that I wrote specifically on the lines, and I wrote exactly what people wanted me to write. But in terms of what I wrote, I don't actually remember. So memories of Eversley, I put, I enjoyed Manor Adventure, the maths, SATs, and the Lion King production, and in secondary school I hope I get good grades. Now, I'm not sure why I was that person to speak about the SATs, because out of everything I could have enjoyed, I loved ICT, I loved, I don't know, the teachers, obviously the food, but I spoke about the maths SATs, don't know. Hopes for the future. I hope the teachers are as nice as Eversley's teachers. I hope the lunch is as nice as Eversley's and that we have fun lessons. So I think for me, I always spoke about the food, because the one thing about that food was literally you could go up for seconds and there'd be something gorgeous every single day. Obviously, looking back now, the portions were a bit small and I would not be able to deal with like 2 sausages and a dribble of mash. But back then it was really, really nice, and if we finished our meals and everyone had eaten, we could always go back for more. They were like, more seconds? People would run up and grab more. And my message for everyone, I hope all my friends keep in touch with me and have a good life. Again, similarly to everyone else. My signature looks nothing like that now. That was really, really basic actually. I don't know why I did that, and that Y looks really jagged. But yeah, that was pretty much it in terms of my score diary. So that was 6th AJ and 6H. I can't believe, look, between the years of 2002 and 2009, so I was anywhere between 4 and, no way was I 11. That's insane. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I thought I'd react to my little yearbook because I thought it was quite funny. And just looking back on this as well, it's interesting to see how different I look and how different I write, but also how life has changed. And all the people in my class and in the other class have just completely, obviously, changed. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I will be posting some more videos like this soon where I sort of reflect back on things that have happened, or just things that I've seen, basically. So, yeah. Until my next video, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing this picture. You can screenshot it, put it wherever you want. It literally looks nothing like me anymore. And I'll be back with another video very, very soon. I'll probably, in my next video, be reacting to my YouTube book and my diary from last year. So if you're interested in those, I will be analysing each specific thing that is in those books. And until then, goodbye.